This video is brought to you by Sabrina, the AI voice automation that turns calls into clients. As a business owner, you're juggling a lot, and managing phone calls can quickly become overwhelming. That's where Sabrina comes in. Imagine having a reliable 24/7 assistant that never misses a call, handles routine questions, schedules appointments, and directs important calls to the right people, all without needing a human touch. This frees up your team's time to focus on what really matters, saves you money, and ensures every customer gets a consistent professional experience. It's like having an extra set of hands so you can focus on growing your business, not just managing calls. Scan the QR code to book your free demo today. Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hit, man. Your humble hip hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo. And you already know what it is, man. You rock it with the best. You heard? So we got to turn this up, man. We got to turn this up. We got to have fun today. I may be going solo. Brother Tekk is out there doing his thing, you know, working the business, bringing new users for the Sabrina AI, which is exciting. Shout out to everybody that have booked a free demo, a private demo with us. We've learned a lot about the challenges notaries are going through right now, which is very interesting. And we want to address a lot of these concerns that you guys are having. So what we're going to do today, we have a really good topic, by the way. Today's topic is the top 5 clients for notaries and how to land them without cold calling. I don't know about you, but I did not like cold calling. That wasn't my thing. I didn't enjoy it. At times it was necessary, but it wasn't my thing. I didn't enjoy that. I preferred clients chasing me than me chasing the clients, you know, because now when you say that, you have to understand that you are positioning yourself in a way where clients feel that they need your services. Versus cold calling, you're kind of trying to convince them. It's more of a like pulling teeth. If your message is not clear enough and you're not communicating or articulating the type of solution you're trying to offer. So it could be a little bit rough, man. And I'm trying, there's easier ways of doing things, you know. If you can always find a better solution, a better way of doing things, that's what you're supposed to do as a CEO. That is what you're supposed to do as an owner of a business. Some things you just can't avoid it, right? You're just gonna have to go the hard way. But it is what it is. So we have up next the notary trivia. We'll give it a second before we go into the notary trivia. But in the meantime, I'd like to ask you guys to shout out your cities. If you're joining us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you know, come join us. Let's see here. Activate that live on Instagram so the Instagram family can join. Yeah, so we were supposed to shoot this show earlier this afternoon around noon, but I had a splitting headache, man, and I don't need something throwing me off like that. You heard? So yeah, we're gonna do this notary trivia. So this notary trivia is gonna be a little bit different than our previous notary trivias. You can either answer it in the comments. We'll give you a couple of seconds to answer it, or you know, just answer it in your head. So we're going to go into the notary trivia. Let's bring this up. Let's see it pop up on the side here. All right, yeah, so let's do this. Let's go into the notary trivia. This notary trivia is brought to you by Sabrina AI, the AI-powered software engineered for notaries. You gotta love it. So the first question on our notary trivia is, true or false? A power of attorney gives the agent the authority to act on behalf of the principal even after the principal dies. I'll repeat the question. True or false? A power of attorney gives the agent the authority to act on behalf of the principal even after the principal dies. You can answer it in the chat, or you can answer it in your mind. All right, time for the answer. The answer is false. A POA immediately becomes void upon the death of the principal. At that point, only an executor or court-appointed representative can act. How many of you guys knew that? A lot of times the power of attorney documents do say that. It says if the person does make a transition to the other side, that power of attorney is now dissolved. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. True or false? A notary can notarize a power of attorney for a signer who uses the mark such as an X instead of a signature. True or false? Give you a few seconds. And time for the answer. The answer is true. In many states, this is acceptable with proper procedures and witness. Some of you guys, I can feel you guys are doing great on this one. Let's go to the next question. True or false? A durable power of attorney remains effective even after the principal becomes incapacitated, not died, but incapacitated. True or false? Boom, boom. Answer is true. That's what makes it durable. It survives incapacity. So just keep that in mind. Whenever, if a client asks you, simple questions like that, be sure to let them know that you are not legal counsel, but you are known, you can give recommendations or things that may be familiar, but you always let them know that, hey, look, you may want to research that yourself, but you can make recommendations. Next question. True or false? If an agent, which is in the power of attorney, if an agent abuses their authority, a court can remove them. True or false? Boom, boom. Answer is true. Courts can remove POA authority if abuse, fraud, or negligent is proven. Last and final question. True or false? A power of attorney can be revoked verbally by the principal. Give you a few seconds to answer that. Theme music, please. Boom, boom. Answer is false. Most revocations must be in writing and delivered to the agent to be enforceable. And that concludes our notary trivia for today. Give yourself a round of applause if you did great. If you got 5 out of 5, salute to you. If not, research a little more on power of attorneys. And I could give you a great resource to research power of attorneys. You guys could go to eforms.com. eforms.com is a wonderful platform to find out what is permissible in your state when it's regarding power of attorneys. Okay, glad you guys enjoyed that. Let's go into the next thing. So we have a really good topic today. The topic today is the top 5 lucrative clients for notaries, how to land them without cold calling. So I took the time out to design these slides. And if you guys go in the description of this video, I actually created a template with what to say. And it's free. Just go ahead and download that. It's absolutely free to you guys. Just click the button, and it's a guide on how to attract high-paying clients, lucrative clients, mostly corporate entities, without cold calling, without bothering them, harassing them, saying, can I do this? You know what I mean? There are much more easier and sophisticated ways that you can reach out to them and still get the business. So, and let me just pull up those slides. In the meantime, you guys share your thoughts, shout out your city so I can pull it up on the comments section, give you guys a Tiger T shout out. Because we got people from all over. I love the community. We got people out in Texas, Georgia, New York, California, of course, just from all over the place, man. Denver, Colorado. We've had a few people out there in Colorado. So let me pull up this slide. If you guys aren't following us on Instagram, go to tiger.toledo.com. That's tiger.toledo.com. And I'd love to know your thoughts on this too when it comes to how you are approaching lucrative clients. I think this is a topic that we really, really need to talk about here. Oh, snaps. Natural Jesse in the building. Hold on, let me remove this banner so I can give you a shout out. It's my girl, Natural Jesse in the building. You already know New York is always in the house. Yeah, heard? I love New York, man. You know you're official when New York is rocking with you, you heard? You know you're official when NYC is rocking with you.
All right. That tune there. Nobody know with that tune.
You heard? That was for you, Jesse. That was for you. Let me pull this up. I listen, I'm gonna have fun with my show. I don't know what they do over there. Maybe they're too serious with what they do. Nah, I'm gonna have fun with my show. Let me pull up this thing here. I'm gonna upload these files. And for those that are doing Ron, please be aware of the digital plantation. Please be aware of the digital plantation. We might go into that, we might not. If you want to learn more about what the digital plantation with Ron is, go to my Instagram page, tiger.toledo. I did a 5-part slide on that. It's something that you should be aware of what's going on with these platforms. They are putting ceilings on people. They're paying them less than desirable wages. They have you handcuffed to your desk, just pacing in front of your computer. And, I'm not a big fan of that. So we show you some of the ways that you can escape that Ron digital plantation, you know. So I think that's like really, really important on that. Let me pull this up here. Raise prices, carousel. Nope. I should have pulled this up earlier. But Sabrina AI strategy ran. Where is it? In the meantime, give a shout out. Oh, I see the shout outs coming in, by the way. I'm gonna pull it up. Give me a second, because I just created this for you guys yesterday. By the way, again, if you guys want the complete list and free download, I have that available for you. Just go into the description, pull it up. It's yours. It's yours, free. I want to be able to provide as much value for you guys as possible while God has me on this planet to do so. That is my duty. That is my mission. I ain't playing with this. This is bugging. That's when you know you got to clean up your you got to clean up your laptop. Where is it, man? This thing is bugging. But in the meantime, while I'm pulling that up, let me see who's giving shout outs on here. Shout out to the family. And Jesse said, yes, sir. We got Epic Notary Homes. What up, everybody? Everybody. She said, everybody. Everybody in the club get tipsy. Oh, we need to know. Please elaborate. Oh, no. You talking about the? You know what? I'm gonna pull up the slides on the digital plantation, because Ron is something that is very popular nowadays. It is incorporating the digital thing, but I have to share a couple of stories with you guys on the Ron thing. I saw that about Ron. Yeah, Epic. Truth be told, it hit when I was creating that carousel. It hit me. That's all I can say. It hit me different too. I felt the type of way. I was creating it, and I felt the type of way. I felt a certain type of way about that. It's good to know me and Tekk weren't the only ones. Tekk said it last night. He was like, yeah, I felt the way, man, when I read that. Texas in the building. What up, Texas? Yes, Epic in the house. Thanks, my good sir. Absolutely. Yeah, it hit different, y'all. That one hit a bit different. But you know, sometimes we need that type of truth, because we don't realize that we're in the mix, and we're putting in this work, and we're doing, you know how we do. We'll give world-class service. Nobody on this platform, nobody that rocks with me is giving subpar service. I can say that with confidence. We're giving world-class service, but when you look at the type of service and premium customer service that we're giving out, it doesn't match the money that we're actually bringing in, right? And it becomes disheartening, it becomes disappointing, and we're like, are we doing something wrong? And we start looking at ourselves, and it's like, no, we're not doing anything wrong. The platform has actually was created to make notaries look like a commodity, not a partner. I'll repeat that statement. Some of these platforms, like Proof, listen, Proof. Hold on. Listen here, Proof. And all you other Ron platforms. I owe y'all niggas nothing. I owe my community. I owe the people I rock with, the people that rock with me and Tekk and Sabrina, and all, I owe them something. I don't owe y'all niggas nothing. So don't get at me. No, I'll get at you. But platforms like that, Notarized Proof and all these other platforms, they're not putting you in position of power. They're putting you in a position with a ceiling, and they're keeping you small. You know what? I am going to pull that up. I am going to pull up that slide. I think it's worth it. Now, I want to warn you guys, it may be a bit abrasive. It may not feel good when you see it. But if I was dating a girl, I would prefer that a girl tells me that she's going to date around and she belongs to the streets, and allow me to make my own decision if I want to proceed in that relationship. Let me know you're going to play the field. Don't side blind me, or blindside me, as they say. Don't do that. Allow me to make my own decisions. So yeah, we're gonna go into this here. We're gonna quickly go into this digital plantation part. Here we go. All right, I just pulled it up. Let me share my screen. Why is it not pulling up my slides? This is stupid. Image file. Okay, let's try this. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Gonna ruffle a couple of feathers, but I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Okay, you let me know if you guys can see the slide on here. Let me know if you can see the slide. Natural Jesse said, I do Ron mainly. I get my own clients. Shout out to you. Salute to you on that one, because of how low they offer. Absolutely. That is exactly what I'm saying. I learned how to use the platform from them, and that's it. With Sabrina, I know I will streamline my process better to get more. Absolutely, absolutely. She said to get more Ron clients. Yep, can see it. Yes. Okay, perfect, perfect. So this is the digital plantation here. And as you guys can see, there's some overseers in the image. And you know, I had AI create this. I didn't even tell it to select the pigmentation of the people. It decided to do it on its own. It made all melanated people for whatever reason, y'all. But we know there's more than black and brown people using Ron. There's all type of different races using Ron, and they're all falling into this trap. All of them. So it says, are you stuck on the digital plantation? So let's go to the next slide. Why it is like having me do all kind of hoops right now. Bear with me, people, please. I got you. I got you on this one. So the second slide is this. Okay, so this is the second slide. And let me know in the comments section if it resonates with you. You are being commodified and capped. Now, this is the scenario. You logged in, you're waiting in the queue. You do the notarization, you're smiling, you're professional. You upload the file. Then they send you $5. While the platform walks away with 20 or 20 plus dollars. And you're told to be grateful for the opportunity. Truth is, you're not a partner. You're a product. And you've been working in a system built to keep you small. Does that resonate? Does that slide resonate with anybody on here? Am I making this up? Is it false? Epic says absolutely 100. No lies detected. Natural Jesse said, yep. We have to be aware of the trickery that's going on out here. I think the more we're aware of this, the better we are prepared to take action. So not on a reaction, but being proactive in doing what is best for ourselves, our family, and our business. They got you thinking that I'm supposed to be happy with these low wages. No, we ain't going. We're not going. Okay, so let's go into the next slide. That's not entrepreneurship. This wording might hit people a little bit hard. That's digital sharecropping. Like I said, when I was creating these slides, I felt a certain type of way in the pit of my stomach. I with the right hand to the Lord upstairs and all around us, permeating everything in this world. I felt a certain type of way creating these slides. It said that I would be on a digital sharecropping plantation. So let's look at what digital sharecropping looks like. They set the price. They're basically dictating to you how much you're going to get paid. They own the client. They're letting you know that we don't want you to market to these people because they are our client. Rightfully so. You produced the advertising dollars. You did what you had to do to get these clients. Rightfully so, they are your client. Yes. They control the platform now. Now, this is where it gets kind of weird, right? Because not only are they giving you a very low wage for something, they didn't even split it 50-50, right? Not only did they give you a very low wage for performing a stellar job, and many times they have you paying them to use their platform. So they almost got paid twice. In a lot of senses, they did get paid twice. They got paid by stepping on the money, and then they got paid for charging your membership. If you have the membership with them, or you pay for every Ron notarization that you do on there. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. They double dip, Jesse. They're double dipping in your pockets. They're pocket watching you. They're watching your pockets. Next one. You're just a help. Now, consider this. If you only have 3 notaries on your team, you'll want to take really good care of those 3 notaries that are on your team, right? But if you have an unlimited number of notaries on your platform, it gives you the leverage to, oh, you don't want to use my platform? Bye. I'll bring somebody else in. We have people lined up. It's like Hollywood. You know how many people in Hollywood are trying to be actors and actresses? And that's why Hollywood executives can manipulate situations, because they know that these people are desperate to be in a film, movie, or TV show. When you have that much of an influx of people coming in, you are no longer in what we would call a blue ocean anymore. A blue ocean is a non-competitive ocean where you can be very creative. You can roll out different packages, different pricing. You call the terms because you're not in competitive water. Competitive water would be the red ocean. So what these platforms are doing, they're creating a red ocean, and they're not the only ones now. There are other platforms out there like a SnapDocs, where they have so many notaries that they can literally just send out a text, and then these notaries are biting at the bit. They're like literally attacking each other like piranhas, and companies like SnapDocs are just falling back and laughing. They're like, they'll get something like $250, $300, $400 for a notarization, and then they'll put it out and be like, hey, we'll send you, can you do this this loan modification for $75? I have students that literally have sent me screenshots of a company called Notary Go. They asked him to do a reverse mortgage for $40. Yeah, I'm calling out names. I'm calling out companies. Will I not get sponsorship from these guys? I really don't care. I don't care. You guys don't want to sponsor my shows? I don't care. You don't run anything over here. So going back to that slide, now you are trapped in what we call platform slavery. You're building their empire. This is borderline on some conscious stuff, right? Knowledge of self. Peace to the gods in the earth. It's on that level, y'all. You're building their empire while yours stay stuck at $5 a pop signing. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Who's really in control? That's why this video is probably going to run a little bit longer, because I still want to get into the slides with you knowing how to attract these lucrative clients. I ain't going to leave you hanging now. Believe that. I ain't going to leave you hanging. Okay. So let's go into the next slide. He said, dang, $40. $40. I kid you not. Notary Go sent this, and it was a text, and they had the nerve to ask him would he accept it. I didn't believe him. I said, there's no way they're asking you. And then anybody that have ever done a reverse mortgage, that's probably the most paper-filled document in the real estate side of things. They wanted him to print. They wanted him to scan. They wanted him to drive to the client, stay there for like damn near an hour and a half doing that notarization. And then they wanted him to, after the scanning and notarization was done, they wanted him to drive to another location, which is FedEx, and overnight the document. Now, they did pay for the label. Big deal. They paid for the FedEx label. So what? Whew. So this is where we introduce Sabrina, because we wanted people to at least know what options they had. Now, Natural Jesse already got that concept down. Natural Jesse says, I do Ron mainly, and I get my own clients. That right there is where you isolate it. I get my own clients. She's not relying on that platform. She uses the platform as a SaaS system, as software as a system. That's what SaaS stands for. It's just a component to her operation. She doesn't rely on them for the influx of business because the wage is too low. You have to do 20 Ron notarizations to make $100, y'all. 20. Okay, so the slide says, introducing Sabrina, your digital emancipation system. Get your own branded business number. You should have that. If you ain't doing it with Sabrina, get it from somebody. This ain't a plug for Sabrina, but I'm just illustrating what you do get with her and what you should be getting on your own, even if you don't rock with our software. That's fine. I just don't want you on the digital plantation. Sabrina will also automate your scheduling, your follow-ups like a 7-figure pro. And this business perception is very, very vital. If they feel that you are a basement warrior, and you could be a basement warrior. I was a basement warrior when I started the notary business, but you do not want to give out the image that you are a basement warrior. That makes sense? If I am a executive assistant working for a law firm, last thing I want to know is that I am about to give some very classified documents to somebody that may fumble the ball somewhere along the line, maybe lose a document, drop coffee on it, whatever the case is. I want to know that I can confidently trust this company without a shadow of a doubt that they are going to execute at a very high level. When you are painting the perception and the image of your business, you want to sound like you are on the 56th floor of a high-rise building. My brother Andre Hatchett calls it the big company feel. You do not have to be a big company to give off the big company feel. If you are constantly saying I when you're answering the phone calls, like, yes, I'll print that out. Yes, I'll take it to FedEx. Yes, I'll do the notarization. They already paint you as a one-man show. This particular business, this notary business, that type of language can stop you from getting large clients. I'll give you an example. If I am a lawyer, I'm producing 30 new trust packages every single month. There's sometimes I may have 5 going in one day, 3 going in another day. How confident do you think I would be to give this one-man show all of those assignments? And then in my law firm, there are other notaries, there's other lawyers that need the same exact service for their trust packages, estate planning packages, divorce packages to be notarized as well. Do you think I'm going to walk across the hall into the other office and say, hey, John, use this notary? No, she can't handle all of that. The notary won't be, I'm already making the decision for you in my own mind that the notary that I use cannot, if I start giving that notary too much work, there's going to be more errors on the documents that I asked them to notarize. And I don't want to take that chance. I don't want to take that chance. So the next thing you want to look into, and you guys should be leveraging technology at this point. You really should. You should be leveraging technology. You want to, Sabrina can launch a plug and play website that turns leads into clients. In this day and age, like literally, I used my phone today to book an appointment with my barber on a platform called Booksy. It was seamless. This is a barber that is leveraging technology. He's booking up his calendar. I took my kids to tutoring. I was able to book my haircut for tomorrow at 11:30. This is a barber that is forward thinking and leveraging technology to streamline their business. Now, in the notary business, we have, I don't know if I'm sure a lot of notaries don't have it, but there is a plug and play. A lot of notaries believe that they can't get paid first. They cannot get paid first before doing the notarization. That is not true. Tekk and I do it all the time. Actually, we prefer to do it that way. So you may think, oh, well, I do loan signings. Trust and believe, they got corporate credit cards. They'll only slide if you let them slide. You know how many law firms and title companies had told me, oh, we don't do it that way. We normally will send out the money 3-4 weeks out. Like I do the notarization now, but I can't expect the monies for services rendered for an entire month. If I worked at Walmart, they wouldn't hold my check that long. Target doesn't even hold your check that long. There's no business that holds your check that long. But like I said, notaries are their own worst enemy. Notaries are their own worst enemy. There are notaries out here that are out here doing Notarizations for $5. I don't want you to put yourself in that pocket. I'm talking about with travel, y'all. I ain't even talking about Ron at that point. I know notaries out here that are doing notarizations for $5 to $10 to $20. And they think they lit. They think they doing something. They think their business is on and cracking. They're the nickel and dime bag drug dealer on the corner. They ain't moving no weight. I would never, ever teach anybody how to be the cheapest in the industry. That's just not my forte. I don't move like that on no premises. I don't move like that in my own personal life. I don't move like that in my business. I will, yeah. You got it, Epic. They dime bagging the notary business. Dime bag notary drug dealers out here. Stamp for $5, 2 for $5, purple top. He said, I just called live out loud. I'm changing that mindset real fast. You don't want to be the cheap. Here's the thing. People remember these two categories. They either remember that you're the cheapest or they remember that you're the most expensive. I can say without a shadow of a doubt, I am the most expensive notary in Illinois. I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact. I don't want to be the cheapest. I don't want to be the Walmart of notaries. If I were to pick a store, it wouldn't be Walmart, because Walmart gets paid more off of volume. They push volume. And if you are a Walmart notary, you're pushing volume. That means how many notarizations can I do for the cheapest amount of money? So if you're doing notarizations for $20, you have to do 5 notarizations to make $100. Where a premium brand notary will do 1 notarization and make like $130 without the wear and tear on their body, without the wear and tear on their vehicle, and still capturing and collapsing time for themselves and their family. Sign me up. Sign me up. I get my time back. I make more money, and I don't have to run around crazy. I'm going to give you guys some. Listen, this is what I do. It doesn't matter if I was in the notary business or not. This is what I do. I've done it for businesses. I've done it for my business. I have binoculars on, like, right? And I'm looking for chinks in the armor. I'm literally looking for chinks in the armor where I can seize that moment. I'll give you an example while I pull up this next slide. Oh, but by the way, let's finish this last one. So the last check mark says, ditch the queue, ditch the middleman, own your value. Ditch the queue, ditch the middleman, own your value. So let me give you an example. It was real-ish. I can even have you talk to the manager of Starbucks. So there were notaries, right? No, I'm sorry, not notaries. There were clients that would call me and they would say, hey, look, I need to get this document notarized. Can you come out to do it, right? And I would give them my price. Minimum, my charge is $129.97 for a 1-page affidavit document, right? That's because I value my time at that level. So they would bark at the price. They'd be like, oh my God, why is it so much? All the yada, 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 complaining about the price. Your job is to stay calm, collective, and figure out a different solution. You're the owner of the business. That is your job. So what I did, you guys can use this. This shit works like gangbusters. You hear me? So I said, oh, it's too expensive. If I saw that like they were really, really adamant about it being too much, I would say, we do have another option for you. We have an en-route notarization. Oh, what's that? Well, between appointments, you can meet with one of our notaries between appointments. And we will be able to give you a more discounted rate of $50 or $60, right? Oh, that's a lot better. Of course, it's a lot better. You didn't want to spend 129, so I know anything half of that, you're going. You're going. But here's the caveat of that. You have to travel to this designated location to meet up with this notary between appointments to stamp your document. So what I would do is, and I'm telling you real life example, I would select the local Starbucks that was literally walking distance from my house. I would give them the address to the local Starbucks that was walking distance from my house. And I say, you have to meet the notary here between this time and this time. I collect the payment up front. And I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, I had a line. I had a line of people waiting to get their document notarized inside of Starbucks. It got to the point where the manager would come over to me and be like, hey, does your people need any drinks? I didn't mind buying drinks for them at that point because I had damn near 6 people in line waiting. I didn't even have to leave my own spot. I just sat there. I told them, look for a guy with a name tag. I didn't let them know that I was running the appointment. I said, look for a guy with a name tag that says U.S. Notary Agency. And go over to the table, show him your ID, and he'll be able to notarize your document. I would run that play damn near every Sunday. That's when I didn't feel like driving to anybody's home. I didn't feel like dispatching any notaries on a Sunday because Sundays it was a chill day for a lot of people. So I had people do this en route. Remember, that's the key word. En route notarizations. En route notarizations. And you find, and here's another thing. Remember what we talked about earlier. It's about perception, right? I chose Starbucks over Dunkin' Donuts. I hope this is getting your mind racing in a certain direction here. If you are going to choose a brand to associate with your company, make sure that brand is premium. Make sure that brand is premium. I can't tell them go meet me at the local McDonald's and they're going to get harassed by the local wino. What does that do to my brand? Just off a default. I can't tell them go to, not that I can't. I can. I don't like using the word can't. I can. I choose not to. I choose not to use a company like Dunkin' Donuts where they can also get some coffee, but they're not getting premium roast like what Starbucks stands for. Starbucks stands for a different type of caliber of people. You're getting the cup of coffee that costs the price of a meal for one. Go ahead and get a venti caramel macchiato. You could feed yourself on that cup of coffee for what that price tag is attached to that. Thank you, Epic. She said, dang, that's game. Appreciate that. No question. Listen, I got you. That's a game changer. OMG. I got you. This is what we do. Stop comparing your notary business to the damn UPS store or the local cash check currency exchange. Stop that. That's low-hanging fruit. What are you doing, baby? Stop comparing your company and say, oh, well, you know, the UPS could do it for $3. We're not UPS. And if we were UPS and we could do it for $3, you're trying to get it lower than $3, you bum? Get off my phone. Get the F off of my phone. Compare your business to a law firm. How about that? What if you got a notarization at a law firm? What would they charge you then? Oh, good. You see, hear him groaning, hemming and hawing. That's who you need to be comparing your business to. Not no currency exchange and UPS. Ladies and gentlemen, you must look at yourself as the new Picasso, the Jean-Michel Basquiat. You're painting the picture. You're like the Black Walt Disney or the Mexican Scorsese. And you're illustrating and you're painting a picture of your business. And you're painting and if you're going to paint the picture of the business, don't paint it to look like the fucking bottom of the barrel. This business is about perception. Remember that. This business is about perception. People are moving hundreds and thousands of dollars through real estate, through estate planning, through power of attorney, divorce decree. I mean, like, as Tekk would say, money products are attached to this business. Anytime a notarization is getting done, there is money attached to it somewhere. Keep that in mind. Anybody, and I'm gonna help you. Let's zoom out for a second, and let's fly over this notary industry like eagles. Anytime a person calls you to do a power of attorney, I want you to understand that that is somebody that is being pressured by another entity, whether it's an individual, whether it's a company, whether it's a hospital, whether it's a nursing home, whether it's a title company, whether it's a bank. Somebody is putting pressure on this person to get a power of attorney done. And a lot of documents are like that. They didn't just wake up one day and say, I need to get a power of attorney. Somebody, some entity told them, we cannot release this information to you because you do not have a power of attorney. We cannot release funds to you because you do not have a power of attorney. We cannot release medical records to you because you have no power of attorney. That entity is putting pressure. All you have to do is be ready to catch it. Pow, like baseball. Just have your glove ready. The ball is coming to you. Somebody put pressure on them to pitch. They pitched the ball. You caught it. Bow. Let's go. We can help you. Throw back a price. Book that client. Start turning your one-off clients into recurring customers. I got so much game. I can't sit on game, y'all. My mom used to say to me when I was a little kid, she's like, you can't hold water in your mouth. Because you just got to tell everybody what the fuck is going on. If I do something and it works, yes, I'm going to share it with the squad. That's what I do. So last slide says, don't stay stuck on somebody else's platform plantation. Build your own table. Set your own rates. Keep your own clients. And of course, you guys know you can always book a free demo with Sabrina. You could either go to heysabrina.com or there'll be a QR code somewhere on there. But again, you guys don't have to get Sabrina for this. We would like you to get Sabrina because we have a whole lot of other things that go along with it, ecosystems, training, free training that comes along with it. You'll be speaking directly to me and Tekk, who are the founders of Sabrina. And we will help you any way we possibly can. I can guarantee you, you could book a demo with us. And even if you do not purchase Sabrina, you will leave that demo with a newfound mind and strategy for your business. Because our goal is to help as many notaries as possible. So let me pull up these other slides, man. I'm going to share that. Now, if you would like to get the free download of how to get the top 5 lucrative clients for notaries without cold calling them, it is in the description below. It is absolutely free. I created it for you. It even has what to say to these people. What to say to these people. Let me see if this is it. And by the way, while I'm pulling this up, ask your questions, please. This is dialogue. We're family here. We're family here. I want to help out as much as I possibly can on this platform. Oh, snap. We got Tekk in the building. Let's see if we can pull him in real quick. Tekk, you in the house?
Yeah, you said the website was heysabrina.com?
Oh, I'm sorry. heysabrina.ai. My bad, brother. Good catch on that. And for those that need a QR code, if you're watching this on your television, your HD smart TV, go ahead and scan that QR code right there. It will send you the link to a private invite, and you can get a private demo to show how it can, like it's just amazing. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. Tekk, you want to add anything while I pull up these slides, brother?
Top 5 lucrative notary clients without cold calling.
Mm-hmm.
How about the number 1 client to me is the client who needed yesterday? That's the client, and that's everybody until they say otherwise. Every client needs it yesterday unless they say otherwise. And the only way you know is if you ask them, what time do you want me to be? What time do you want me to get there? Did you have a time in mind? Oh, well, me and 2 of my business partners, they're traveling from out of town. They're going to be flying in at about 1:30 p.m. So I was thinking maybe about 3:30, right? Unless they say otherwise, you should always default that they need it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Urgency, time sensitivity. I had a client call me yesterday, 17-year-old girl. had her identity stolen.
Mhm.
In order for her to stop this student, somebody took out a student loan or they applied for a student loan in her name, and she needed to prove that it wasn't her. She was like, I've never, she said, I just want to know how much it costs. I said, I said, how much does what cost? She goes, I don't know. Say, well, what are you expecting it to be? She said, I don't know. I said, well, if you don't know, then what is there a wrong answer I can tell you? There's no
Mm.
wrong answer. There's no right answer. No one knows. The moment you say a number, it's the wrong answer. The moment you give a price, it's the wrong answer. No matter what you say it is. You can quote the damn notary handbook and say $10 per signature, $20 plus travel. You can do all that stuff.
Mhm.
That's still the wrong answer. How much is it worth to you for you not to have your identity stolen or to get that corrected so that identity theft is such a big problem. Do you know that?
Mm-mm.
Data breaches, information leaks, deed theft, people identities being stolen is that's why credit repair is such a big industry. Oh, because I got something stolen or my mama put something in my name. That's identity theft. So now I got to clean it up. Now I can't apply for this loan. I can't put. You see what Trump just did? You can't even apply for FHA mortgage anymore if you are not a
That's
citizen.
right. That's right. Epic Mobile Homes asks a question. She says, "So you guys answer phones at all, or do you let Sabrina do it all? Then you show up or outsource appointments?" Great question.
Yes,
So
great question.
there is an option for people to talk directly if they're certain people would prefer to speak to a human, right? Today's climate, most people are very comfortable navigating through different online platforms. Like think about your T-Mobile phone or your Verizon wireless. If you're trying to make a payment, you really don't need to talk to anybody. You could just do it, or you might have it on auto pay and it just automatically goes out like that. So, but there are a group of people that just aren't as, I won't even say technologically savvy. They just prefer to speak to someone. So we do give them the option to speak to a human being if need be. But for the most part, they can book directly on the Sabrina platform through the phone, and then it gets scheduled and added to your schedule. They receive a confirmation. You receive payment up front, and all you have to do at that point is fulfillment. Whether you want to do the fulfillment side of it, or you can send somebody else to do the fulfillment side. So we're just moving with the times, the way technology is gearing people up to do. Tech, you want to add to that?
Yeah, the I don't want to speak to anybody because I know that your question is really just one question. It's just what time can you get here? That's what you may say. How much does it cost, and do you take walk-ins and all this other stuff? But none of that stuff is relevant. The only question you need to know is what time you can get here, and then a robot can do that. A robot can answer that question. Now, because some people are just more comfortable with speaking to somebody, like you said, they'll press zero, or they'll dial to speak to an operator, representative, things like that. Here's the beauty. Here's we don't even really talk about this, but this is why I love Serena so much, because the person who gets on the phone with you, that's what's called a hot lead, and I call that a red hot lead. That's somebody who you should be able to close them in one question. What time would you
Yeah.
like us to get there? That person has heard everything. They've been exposed to everything they've seen your website. You know what I'm saying? They've seen everything yet. The only thing left they have to ask is, hey man, you know what? My ID expired yesterday. Is that okay? Like, it's just something like that. It's just some type of formality. As far as the details about booking an appointment, though, that's a slam dunk. So by the time I'm speaking to somebody, if I actually do speak to somebody, it's really just me answering a question like, all right, so can we go meet you at the airport terminal? And is it okay if I, meet you in the lobby of the hotel and I'll be wearing like a red hat or something like that? It's something like that. Like, that's the only time I'll speak to somebody. Oh, I'm the person who's scheduling an appointment, but I'm not the person who's who's going to be signing. I'm actually signing, it's something like that.
Mhm.
That's the only reason why I didn't need to speak to somebody. Otherwise, Sabrina does the job. That's what she's designed to do. Book the damn appointment. And she's good at it. You know what I'm saying? She's great at it.
Yeah. Hey, I'd say book a demo so you can see what she could do. I see you have mobile homes on there. You might be in the mobile homes industry. Right now, it is engineered and geared for notaries. Of course, she can help many, many other businesses, but this is our gift back to the notary industry. We love it. They have been fantastic and wonderful with us, and we wanted to roll out this groundbreaking software in this industry for our peeps, for our fellow notaries. You know what I mean? And then, down the line, of course, we're going to expand into different markets. Home improvement is one, and then we're definitely jumping into the medical field with it because Tekk has a lot of experience and connections in that. So enjoy it, you guys. This is for you guys. This is for you guys. So we're about to go into the 5 most lucrative clients for notaries and how to land them without cold calling. But before we do that, let's take a quick commercial break.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where Sabrina AI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.
To the questions real quick. So Epic Mobile Home says, thanks for answering the question, guys. Dang, this is so dope. Appreciate that. So I already booked the demo last seller. Nice. I'm going to fam this week. Not just the YouTube name, laugh aloud. Not in the mobile game anymore. Hey, you might want to pick it up again. Who knows? If you were good at it, and maybe you were there was a lot of moving parts. What I can definitely tell you with confidence is that most notaries that come to us to get the demo have other businesses. They have other businesses. They're real estate agents. They have daycare centers. They have coaching businesses. They're doing IT. I mean, like, by default, we're being exposed to a lot of other different industries and businesses because of the notary industry, which is incredible. He said, you guys sure gave us a gift. Oh, we got you. Said last week, not the last seller. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so let's get into this slide right here. So the first one, estate attorneys. Now, remember we talked about perception, right? We're going after the people that can give us the most amount of clients. So what we're doing is we are borrowing their audience. They already spent money on marketing. They already did their due diligence in vetting out these clients. They're already making money with these clients. So I have on here why lucrative, high ticket services, repeat business, and referrals. Actionable steps. You should optimize your LinkedIn profile with estate notary specialists. Engage with local attorneys. LinkedIn post weekly. Send personalized LinkedIn connections. Now, a lot of us aren't using LinkedIn correctly because LinkedIn is more of a business platform than it is like Instagram, which is more fun. Of course, like TikTok, you know how TikTok gets busy. LinkedIn is where professionals connect. So we want you to start optimizing and cleaning up your LinkedIn page. Send personalized LinkedIn connection requests highlighting mutual professional interests. And then right here, let me see if I can remove us from the bottom. It says, hi attorney name. You'll find out their attorney name. You could be an FBI or Facebook investigator and find out who that attorney that you need to reach out to. I specialize, this is strictly a DM, by the way. I specialize in estate documents, notarizing, and would love to connect. If you're ever in need of prompt, reliable service, I'm here to help. Very simple, very easy. You can copy and paste this and send it to 10 estate attorneys every single day or every other day. Do it at your own pace. But the more offers you're making out there, the more likely you're going to get a response. As my wife always says, closed mouth don't get fed. So let's go to the second slide. Real estate professionals like loan closings and refi. Why is this lucrative? Steady volume of business, predictable schedule, and you can charge premium rates. Here are the actionable steps that you should be taking. Join local real estate Facebook groups. Actively engage and provide value. Don't go into the groups, start blasting out your business. Engage with the audience. Give, answer some questions. If somebody poses a question in the Facebook group, if you know the answer it. Provide as much value as you possibly can to that group. You'll be surprised what that does. You may just get called onto the stage. The owner or admin of that Facebook group may reach out to you and ask you to be on a podcast. Now you're getting exposed to even more people. Just keep that in mind. Create valuable educational posts. Everyone on here should be using AI at this point. You should be on ChatGPT. These are very easy things to do. You don't have to rack your brain. You just have to ask the right questions to AI. 3 mistakes notaries make on loan signings to attract attention. DM active real estate professionals with a short, engaging intro like this. This is the quick win script right here. Hey, agent's name. Love your recent insights on the local housing market. If you ever need a reliable notary partner for closing or refinance, I'm ready to deliver an exceptional service. It doesn't have to be 12 paragraphs. Copy and paste, blast these things off. The rule is this. The more people you reach out to, the higher your number gets. It's a numbers game at this point. So if you send it out to 100 people, you're probably going to get 1 client. That's the number. That's on the low level, 1 client. Depending on how much you refine this message, right? you can definitely make this message a lot cleaner, a lot more refined. But if you send out 100 DMs like this, you're most likely going to end up with one. And if you end up with one company, that one company can gross you about $5,200 a year. That's not bad. Okay. Let's go into the next slide. Oh, I love this one, by the way. Senior living and assistant care facilities. This is where I did my two-step. Power of attorneys and medical directives. You remember I told you there's always somebody putting pressure on somebody else to get a power of attorney? These are one of the main people that are putting that pressure. Why is it lucrative? High demand, sensitive services, and high emotional value. OMG. I don't know about you, but if my mom was still alive right now and she was going into a home care facility, I'm going to make sure that she gets the best service possible. I'm going to take care of everything that I need to take care of to make sure that my mom is comfortable. So the emotional value is extremely high. It's probably a 10 out of 10. Mom or grandma is being admitted into a senior living or assisted living facility. The company needs them to needs to secure funds and make sure that the funds are available. Now they reach out to the son, daughter, granddaughter, grandson, and says, hey, we need you to get this power of attorney notarized. It's like taking candy from a baby. And you're providing the highest level of service, and they thank you. I had clients cry in front of me. This is why this number 3 hits home for me, because I see the type of service that I'm providing for the clients, because they're providing something for the person that raised them, the person that they love, the person that nurtured them, that allowed them to be a law-abiding citizen and productive human being. Oh, I'm sold on that one. Anyway, actionable steps, drop off professional brochures. If you guys were part of my Start From Scratch course, you guys know I walk you through how to design a brochure. Let me go a little bit into detail with that. The reason why I say design a brochure is because when you are dropping off literature like that, most notaries, and I've worked with dozens of nursing homes, senior living, assisted living facilities, most notaries will drop off a business card. A business card is 2.5 by 3. It's very small. You guys should know the size of that, right? I drop off an 8.5 by 11 trifold. There is a meeting room where the director of the nursing home and the staff meets. There is a pinup board where if there's an emergency, this is the number that they call. They have their OSHA. They have their OSHA placard on there, and then they have who to call if you need like notary service, plumbing, and stuff like that. When you drop off a brochure that is that big, 8.5 by 11 trifold, you are occupying the most amount of real estate on that board. You guys get the method to the madness on that? You are occupying the most real estate on that board. Where there's small little business cards, your thing is damn near this big. But you guys got to see the class on that. The class I did on that, amazing results. You could drop off business cards. You could attach the business card to the brochure. I would prefer you guys do that than just dropping off a business card. Nowadays, you could go directly on Canva, design a beautiful a trifold brochure, and have Canva printed out for you, deliver it to your house. You never even have to leave your home. Drop these off at the facility. Connect with managers, directors, or on LinkedIn. Comment genuinely on their posts. Love what you guys are doing, helping out the elderly. That is a market that is very neglected. Just genuine shit. Offer educational sessions. We have people, we've had students and members, right, Tekk, out in Las Vegas, I believe, that would literally go to the nursing homes and do a educational session with them.
Yeah,
And
that's great. Yeah,
yeah,
that was I had never actually heard that one before, and I
that
thought
shit was
that one
good.
was crucial. Just to say what it was, just because I know people are like, well, what was it? What was it?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
let us know. Tell us. This is what she did. I thought it was genius.
yeah. That shit
I
was
thought it was
fly as hell.
genius. It was fine. Yeah. So she went into the nursing home or the skilled facility, and she would do something like an estate planning seminar, just
Mhm,
nothing too in depth. She said she
mhm.
would talk about like one subject, and that was it. But she would do a roll call. She would actually take their names down, and they have them sign in and phone numbers and contact information and whatnot. And then she would call them back after the
Yep.
thing was over with. Most people are not going to remember. They'll probably remember one thing you say. So you don't have to go. You don't have to be a PhD scholar when you do this. Just talk about one subject. Maybe tell a story about your auntie who passed away and didn't update her will. That's it. And then after it was over, she would call him back and say, what was your experience at the seminar? Did you feel like you walked away with something? And if so, here is your next step. And I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, that was fantastic. And it's fun. It's fun. You have coffee, you have cookies. They're asking questions. You're able to help them. And you're like, hey, reach out to this person or reach out to that. It's a very, very fulfilling thing when you're able to help, because there are 10,000 baby boomers that are retiring every single day. 10,000. We are witnessing a tsunami of the transfer of wealth right now. We're living in it right now. You know how many of them need power of attorneys? You know how many of them are rolling out trust packages right now? Like, you could walk backwards and make money into this thing. Is that great?
Yeah, and let me tell you something that I do. And I'll tell you something that I did. So the credit union where I go to, I've been a member there for 12 years, but I never really was active. I was just going there and deposit checks and whatnot. But what I did was I started going inside of the teller, like to speak to the girls who work there.
Mhm.
And one day I went in there and before I left, I asked them, what kind of jambas you should like? They said, really? I said, yeah. I did that and I did it just to be genuine, just to be nice, right?
Mhm.
And then when I go in there, I'm like bringing checks and stuff. So one time the girl asked me, hey, what do you do? And I said, well, let me show you. I love to show you what I do. Matter of fact, you probably be really good at what I do. Ended up doing a seminar about financial services in the bank or at the credit union.
Mhm. Mm. How dope is that?
How cool was that?
Yeah.
Only 6 people showed up, but that was cool because that's all that you need. You don't need a big auditorium full of people.
Yeah.
Ended up speaking to the branch manager, became really cool with her. And I said, why don't you guys ever do any seminars here? Why don't you guys ever do any? She's like, we do community events. And I said, who speaks? She said, usually it's just one of us. I said, invite an outside guest. I'll come do it.
Yeah. You guys, there is no limitations to where you could take your notary business. I hope we're illustrating that to you guys. There is no limitations to where you can take the notary business. It's how creative are you willing to get? You have no competition here, because in a second, here's the gradual progression that I've seen in this notary industry. The person starts off as a sole proprietor, one-man show notary. Then the notary becomes a agency, and then once they become an agency, they become a signing service, to the point where they're literally getting other notaries plenty of business. So when that title company or that escrow company slows down, or maybe they're just not getting enough phone calls, that former one-man show notary has become the savior and is now giving business out to multiple different notaries. I'm telling you, the notary agency and the notary signing service is becoming the new entrepreneurs of today, because they're looking beyond just feeding themselves. They have excelled way past that point. Now they're at a point where they're helping other families eat off of this big buffet table that they have created. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. Okay, so quick win script. Hello, facility director, whoever that name is. We'll find out the name before you send it out. I'm Tiger Toledo, specializing in compassionate, and remember, the reason why we're using that type of wording is because this is a high emotional valued service. In compassionate and professional notarizations for sensitive documents, I'd love to offer an educational session for families at your facility. Let's schedule a brief call. Drop your number, leave it at that. Blast that off.
Now, do you think that you should do it yourself, or should you call on behalf of your company?
Oh, behalf of the company. Yeah, you're never the one-man show. I'm calling on behalf of, this is Tiger with Sabrina, Mark with Sabrina. But the phone call is a secondary part. This is the message that you would be sending out. Okay. So number 4, this gets slept on a lot. But number 4 is universities and colleges. There are a lot of international documents and apostilles that go in universities. There's people from all over the world that's going to these universities and colleges. Why is this lucrative? Ongoing international documentation needs, higher fees for apostilles. Okay. Actionable steps. Connect with universities' international students office via email or LinkedIn. Offer a clear solution to streamline their apostille and notarization needs. Apostille is probably the most highest priced service in the notary realm ecosystem. There's really not much notarization that goes into that, but the facilitation of an apostille document can range up anywhere to like $800 and higher. Heck, shout out to Dawn Velez out there in Florida. She's getting minimum a rack. For those that don't know what a rack is, it's $1,000. So yeah, quick win script. High university officer's name. I help streamline international documents process with quick, accurate apostille services. Would love to discuss how I can simplify your team's workflow. Bing bong. And then the last but not least, law firms and legal documents. Love this. This another area where I would do the 2-step. They do a lot of affidavits, dispositions, and specialty documents. Stop calling it general documents, because that makes you sound cheap. The whole word general, you might as well go to General Dollar and get some general shit and get a general price for your general services. General is just basic as hell. We do specialty work here. Why is this lucrative? Consistent volume, professional networking, trusted partnerships. You're building relationships with these people. I could tell you right now, these people here, senior living and assistant care facilities, a lot of the directors that work there wind up working at other facilities. And guess what happens? They take your information with them. They take you with them. I've had a facility director, I forgot her name. She bounced to like 3 to 4 different facilities. Every facility she went to, she plugged me in. Every single last one, she plugged me in. She reached out to me, and I got to work with those facilities. And when she left, my information stayed with the facility. So build relationships, build meaningful relationships with these people. Actionable steps: engage with legal industry groups online, LinkedIn or Reddit. A lot of you guys don't use Reddit. I just started using Reddit a little bit more, but Reddit is a great platform. Highlight your expertise and professionalism consistently, and then offer digital scheduling to simplify bookings. Consider Sabrina AI. Now, a lot of times, after you use a law firm a couple of times, or even maybe a real estate company, title or escrow company, you want to streamline their process. You don't want them to have to go through the channels of like a new potential client. You want to streamline me like, hey, look, I have created this designated portal for you guys. All you have to do is jump in there, book your appointment, process your payment, and you're all set. You don't even need to talk to anybody. You should be streamlining them. That's how you get recurring business from them, because you want to keep them in mind. Heck, there's some people, I know Tekk has done this. He's created memberships for them, packages and memberships. You guys probably didn't even think of that. You do so much business with me, we've created a membership for you. Price that accordingly, though. Quick win script. Hello, legal professional, and then their name, of course. I offer streamlined professional notary services specifically tailored for busy law firms. Happy to help simplify your affidavit disposition notarizations. Let's connect. Very simple. Again, in the description below, you can get the free checklist and the scripts that you can just copy and paste. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. All you got to really do is change the name. That's it. So let's go over the immediate results checklist. Optimize your LinkedIn profile today. Just do little by little if you have to, but optimize that page. Join relevant industries on Facebook and LinkedIn groups. Use provided scripts to send 5 to 10 personalized messages daily. I'm not asking you to take a whole day to do this. Follow up with any interested contacts within 24 hours. Money loves speed. Keep that in mind. Implement an automated booking system, i.e. Sabrina AI, to immediately capture incoming business. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I really, really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys got a lot of value. Watch this video again if you have to. Save it to your playlist. Give me a thumbs up. Share it with a friend. Do whatever you let's make this business great. We can do that when we work with each other and not try to crucify and cut each other's necks off. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you guys the very best. Peace, love, and happiness. You already know what it is. It's Tiger Toledo. You heard?